This story starts with a simple moment when Florentino Ameghino walked into the dusty museum hall with a sack of bones and a theory that would shake the world. It was the late 19th century, and Argentina's vast Pampas had begun to cough up giants, armored glyptodonts, lumbering giant sloths, and strange extinct hoofed mammals no European textbook had prepared scientists to meet. Ameghino, a self-taught naturalist with a reporter's appetite for detail and a poet's hunger for meaning, believed these remains were not just curious fossils, but the key to a much bolder claim: that South America had been a cradle of life, possibly even the ancient home of humankind. We follow him into riverbeds and wind-scoured quarries outside Buenos Aires, where his younger brother Carlos became the long-limbed field arm of Florentino's imagination. Together they hauled vertebrae and skulls into wooden crates, catalogued teeth and bones with almost obsessive care, and filled notebooks with sketches and stratigraphic notes. From the 1870s into the 1890s, Florentino published a torrent of monographs and names, entire lineages of mammals that no one in Europe had ever seen in life. His descriptions expanded paleontology overnight.
But discovery is never a solitary heroism. It is politics and personality, funding and pride. Across the museum's polished counters stood Francisco Pascasio Moreno, Perito Moreno, the national surveyor, explorer, and authority who had helped found the Museo de la Plata. Moreno and Ameghino were both patriotic, both hungry for prestige, and soon they were locked in a fight for control of Argentina's prehistory. The quarrel hardened when Ameghino began arguing that human artifacts and bones belonged to far older layers than accepted chronology allowed. He proposed human antiquity in the Pliocene, a claim that, if true, would overturn the prevailing story of human origins.
Alarm bells rang in scientific salons from La Plata to London. Leading paleontologists refused to accept Ameghino's conclusions. Critics accused him of misreading the Pampas' complex stratigraphy, of confusing reworked materials, even of allowing his imagination to outrun the evidence. Moreno, occupying institutional power and European respect, openly challenged him. For Ameghino, the backlash felt like more than critique. It felt like a conspiracy, an old-world academy protecting its narrative and its authority against a provincial autodidact. Was there deliberate sabotage? Modern historians find a tangled mix: genuine methodological flaws in Ameghino's stratigraphic claims, professional rivalries on both sides, and an unmistakable Eurocentric bias in late 19th century science that made radical South American claims harder to swallow. Ameghino's taxonomic fervor sometimes outpaced caution. He named scores of species from fragmentary remains, and he interpreted geological layers in ways later radiometric dating would not support. But to dismiss him as a mere charlatan is to ignore what he actually achieved. Many of the extraordinary mammals he described were real, and his field collections became the foundation for Argentine paleontology. The drama left scars. Ameghino spent years defending his work in printed pamphlets and polemics. Moreno guarded museum politics. European journals debated and often rejected papers from the Pampas. Yet the bones endured. In the 20th and 21st centuries, improved dating and more careful stratigraphy corrected some of Ameghino's bolder claims about human antiquity, but also vindicated his eye for new species and the significance of South America's fossil record. This is a story of discovery, that is neither myth nor simple fraud. It is a portrait of a continent arguing for its place in deep time, of a self-taught scientist against entrenched establishments, and of how science advances through messy human conflict. Florentino Ameghino died in 1911, worn by work and controversy. But the crates he brought into that dusty hall changed how the world looked at the New World's ancient past. The conspiracy, if there ever was one, was less a cloak and dagger plot than a collision of ambition, of national pride, and of old authorities unready for a new geological truth borrowed in the Pampas' relentless soil.